This podcast is brought to you by Body Armor. DrinkBodyArmor.com. Get your edge.
Introducing Body Armor Edge, sports hydration with the boost of caffeine.
Here comes John Morant, dribbles up into some full court pressure. He's quick, jogs, and finds the defense, going coast to coast. One man to beat, and it's the big man. John leaps up. Oh, and hammers
With 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes, there's no better way for John Morant to get his edge. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge.
You're listening to EPPN's Today with DW Sports Edition with DW, Mr. Tom Greer, and Snaps.
Welcome, everybody, to the Tuesday night edition of Today with DW. It is the sports edition. Hank and I are now just going to stay here for the announcements, and we will be leaving as Tom will be taking over the show, and it will be just baseball. It'll be just baseball. What's going on, Timmy? Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Not the Timmy from Gonzaga.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Timmy from
He's probably in hiding. He's probably in hiding for a little bit.
Whoa, what is going on with your mic? You are breaking up, scratchy, and really off. Let's see what we got here. That's no my.
Does it sound any better?
Ooh, it's bad.
I don't know. Hold on.
You're peaking and crackling.
Is that any better?
That is better. That's better. Maybe tune it up just a hair, and then it'll be good. All right, everybody. If we didn't have any problems, it wouldn't be a podcast. This is just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. So we got a lot of news to talk about. Tom did such a great job on today's topics that I even had to pull my non-sports segment because I'm like, shit, I think we might have a.
We could have subbed it in for something else.
Read it.
What's that?
So we could have subbed it in for something else.
Yeah,
we could have subbed in your. Yeah,
that's fine. We've been giving them some non-sports segments, and we'll give Snacks a break on a poll. We'll give him another week off.
Listen, I just got out of my room.
Yeah, your room.
I think he won the last poll.
I think he did. I have the scores here somewhere. I think is it 4-3 now?
2-5, is it?
No, it's not 2-5. But bump.
I'll take that. I'll take that after game one.
After game one. Uncle Stevie, obviously his pockets aren't deep enough. He couldn't even win the first game. There you go. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So anyway, it is the sports edition. Hopefully you guys are having a great time. What do you guys think of opening day? Give us the comments below as we'll be talking a lot of baseball. Now Tom was very gracious and actually gave us some football. So
I did football. There's some basketball thrown in there.
Yeah, everything. He's doing really good. Let me know if you guys can hear Tom. Tom is just a little low on my headphones, but it could be on my end. I don't know. We got the headphones cranked up. Snacks is finally back in the studio after his COVID relief.
It's been a long time.
Now, Tom, did I hear correctly? Was it 2 weeks ago? Zambo was out because he had a second COVID?
No, I don't think he didn't have a second COVID. I think it was a couple weeks ago. He had been exposed to somebody that had COVID, so he was just doing his due diligence. Yeah, he was just
that's cool. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
smart on his part. Very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Good episode, by the way. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go visit thegrindhouse.com, or you can visit them on the earplugpodcast.com as well, as they're out on every Sunday. Tom doesn't get to talk much sports there. They give him a good 5 minutes and then he's like gone. And I think and I think they don't even want to hear it in the studio, so Tom's got to pre-record it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they let me branch out a little bit off of my own segment, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Well, that's why I'm here.
I know. That's why you're here. That's why Brim, see what you did? See why Tom's here now? Let the man talk some sports.
I thought that's part of the reason why we started this.
Yes, it was actually one of the reasons why we started this. But let's get We don't have any non-sports stuff. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm putting you on the spot, Snacks.
Oh boy.
Now, obviously, we know Green Jackets and whatnot. Since the last time we talked, I think we talked about 2 weeks ago. How has it been locally for high school sports and like softball? And what is the update so far on the Green Jackets for this new season?
So as far as high school sports concerned, they're still plugging along. I know that a lot of the teams the first week the Indians were supposed to play, the team that they had 9 kids that had COVID.
Oh shit!
And then so they had to cancel the game. They found out at 6:00 on Thursday night, right before they were supposed to play the next morning, that they didn't have a game. So or Saturday they had prepared for it, and it never happened. So then last week they wound up playing at 1:00 in the afternoon on a Friday. They played South High.
Okay.
So and then as far as other sports,
you got softball going, right?
Volleyball's going. High school volleyball is going, but not softball. Softball is spring 2 sport.
Okay.
So they'll bring all those spring 2 volleyball.
Now, what's Jack doing?
We coach the college at ACC, SUNY Adirondack.
Okay.
So we've played. I think we've had 2, 4, 6, 8, probably about 10 or 11 games so far.
Okay,
So
nice.
we're doing all right.
No COVID issues, nothing.
Knock on wood.
Nice.
Nothing.
Very good.
Nothing yet. The girls are great about it. So I know some of the other teams have had issues getting players because of the COVID.
To get them to play.
Yeah, but you got to be committed to it. You got to follow the protocols and things like that. A lot of us don't like to do it.
Right.
But if we do what the college asks, and we
So what is the protocol for softball? So you don't have to wear your mask, obviously, when you're in the field, but do you have to wear your mask when you're in the dugout?
When we're in the dugout, we wear a mask.
Okay.
When we're outside the dugout and we're at, like, if I'm at first, like I coach first base. So when we're at bat, I'm at first base and I have my mask on.
Okay.
Because there's another girl from another team there. So I don't want to,
Now the players don't have to wear the
mask. I don't want any
mask.
cross contamination.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
So the players don't have to while they're on the field. No. And then the Green Jackets, we had the league meetings a couple weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago, and we got our season. We made some concessions, so we pushed it back a month.
Tom, you got to come in and co-announce a Green Jackets game.
Oh my God, you'd love it. You'd have a blast.
That's cool. I've never actually announced anything before, so that'd be kind of fun.
You'd love it. You'd have a good time.
I'm the color.
Yeah.
I'm the color commentator. I'm not the play-by-play rules guy. I'm just there. So you can definitely. Oh, that would be so fun. That would be. Awesome.
We could try. I'm totally down to give. totally down to give it a try. I can't promise I'm gonna be any good.
Yeah, you can't listen.
I'm down
to
try.
Screw it up.
You can't screw it up.
You can't.
It's just fun. What's going on now?
It's a lot of fun. And then
listen. Last year, I think I told you. So last year, the play-by-play person was the vice president, Jeff
Hodges.
So. Or 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I think it was the 100th anniversary for Dirt Dogs, which is a local, like it's made in national news. It's like one of the best hot dogs you could ever have. So we do ad reads in the program. So I think it might have been the second time I'm with Jeff. He's kind of dry and he's play-by-play and I'm trying to banter off him. So I'm like, hey, it's Dirty John's 100th anniversary for their amazing hot dogs. Jeff, what do you think of Dirty John hot dogs? You love hot dogs? No, I don't like hot dogs. I kind of hate them. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. I put the hand over the mic and I'm like, this is an ad, dude. You don't say you hate Dirty John hot dogs.
Those are your favorite hot dogs.
He loves the hot dogs, by the way.
I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, funny one, Jeff. And then I went right into it. But we have fun in between halftime and in between plays. This year, hopefully, we'll get to upgrade and bring that soundboard in and have some music being played.
Jeff actually,
we got a t-shirt gun.
Yeah,
that's
Jeff
awesome.
actually worked. Jeff Hodges actually worked for the Mets organization.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was a Chicago Cubs player, and I can't think of his name, but he's one of their studs. He played baseball with them actually.
Nice.
When he was in college, he would have been a pro baseball player at some point.
Who are we gonna get for our announcer? Do we have the play-by-play guy?
We haven't really looked as of yet.
You gonna sweeten the pot?
Well,
go over to Delaney and give him like 2 dozen donuts.
No, I could talk to him. Talk to Delaney and see if I can get him. But we've got our season's going to be 7 games. We're going to have 4.
Ooh, 2 more than before.
We've got 4 home games.
Oh no, wait, how many?
No, we usually have 10.
Oh,
but we cut it back. So now we've got 4 home games, 3 away
instead of 5.
games.
Okay.
We're in divisions now, so it's Plattsburgh, Green Jackets, and Schenectady, or the Spartans, make up the Eastern Division, and then the Western Division is Syracuse, Watertown, and Messina.
Okay.
So we'll play that way, and then it'll come down to playoffs will be West 1 plays East 2, and then East 1 plays West 2. So then that way there's a crossover.
When's the season going to start this year?
August 7th.
August 7th.
It'll be our first. It'll be our first.
All right, Tom. If we don't
game.
get you up here before then, you're coming up one of those games.
I'm down. No, I'm down. Yeah, no, I'm totally down.
We'll get you and Kim 2 separate rooms.
No, we're away the first 2 games, so we'll have a strong September. September 11th is our military appreciation game.
That's a great game.
That's a real good game because then we wear the camouflage uniform that we're getting this year, the new ones.
Ooh, do I get a jersey?
Yeah,
too?
you get a jersey.
Yeah,
you'll get a jersey.
Oh, sweet.
If Tom does the game, we can get you to come up with one of the games, either that or the law enforcement game.
Well, that one's cool too.
Then we'll get you a jersey, Tom. We'll get you and Kim.
I'm down. I am definitely down to get up there for a game. Totally.
How about we do this? Because we were gonna have Ming, but Ming's whatever. How about we have Tom and Kim come out on the field and do like we were gonna do the throw the football or throw the first pitch kind of thing.
Well, do a coin flip.
Yeah, the coin flip.
Coin flip.
Yeah.
Tom's laughing too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Throw the first pitch. I know what I'm saying. I know when I said it. I said
Tom can't come out and throw the first touchdown.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I mean, we did do that once. We did a raffle once for the Green Jackets many years ago, of course, when I played. And it was a janitor from Glens Falls High School that won the ticket.
Yeah.
And he suited up for a game. And we were down on the 5-yard line, and his name's Larry. And I know he just passed away not too long ago. That's why I brought it up. He just passed away not too long ago. And it was hilarious because we get in the huddle, we break the huddle. Of course, I played center, so I said, just throw the damn ball.
Just throw it anywhere.
Just throw it. If you don't think you can get it, throw the ball out of the end zone. That's it. We got 2 more downs, we'll be good. So he comes out, he calls the play, he throws the ball, scores the freaking touchdown.
No shit.
No. and he threw it, and he was like,
not even looking.
I wish I had the video of it because we saw the game film, and he wasn't even. It was a no look. He was like, he was gonna get hit, and he threw it. Like, just threw it.
Well, whoever caught it had good hands.
Caught it. I think it was Larry Spear that caught it. I'm not sure.
2 years ago is when the first time I did it. So I've only announced 5 times. We were gonna have Ming suit up for the military game and actually play.
Oh, wow.
That poor little man.
I've only met Ming a few times. Yeah, I've only met Ming a few times. I feel like he would get flattened.
You think?
I don't think we'd let the other team know what we're doing, and they wouldn't.
Yeah, well, okay.
They wouldn't hit him. No, they wouldn't hit him.
Yeah. But maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll have you and Kim come up and do the coin toss. We'll do a Today with DW / Grindhouse Radio kind of a thing. That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean, if the rest of the gang from the Grindhouse wanted to come up at the same time, just let us know.
Totally.
Have an all-inclusive thing.
That'd be fun.
Oh my God, it would be a blast.
Try to get you all guys in the announcement booth.
We could suit you up, Tom. I mean, if you wanted to suit
you up. Oh shit! Ooh, I hear Kim likes a man in uniform.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never suited up for a football game. I'm a baseball player through and through.
It's amazing what those tight pants do for us. That's all I can tell you.
We'll put a pin in that. Maybe we'll see.
Back in the day, I was like, I can't get out of these damn things. They were like, it's like, holy shit.
Oh my God. All right, let's get into today's show, shall we? I'll take Rodgers for 400, please. Do you think he's going to quit the Green Bay Packers to be a Jeopardy host? Could the Jets be grounded with no pilot? Huge upset in March Madness, so much more. Brought to you by Body Armor. Don't go anywhere. Grab your drinks, your coffee, and Rob, if you're listening, keep on cooking, and we'll be right back.
Introducing Body Armor Edge, sports hydration with a boost of caffeine.
Kyler Murray drops back, looks downfield. Here comes the blitz. Murray finds an opening. And sideline dives, and he misses. He's got daylight. Murray sprinting, picking up speed.
With 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes, there's no better way for Kyler Murray to get his edge. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge.
And there you have it. McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. This isn't just another chicken sandwich. No, it's more than that. It's the crispy chicken sandwich. from the makers of the world's most stolen fries. It's the juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. It's the tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Introducing McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwiches. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Tuesday night edition. Today with DW, the sports edition. You missed the intro. Sorry. It was quite entertaining. Anyway, shit. Sure. Of course, Kim now, you know, it's funny. We're going to be bashing on Tom a little bit today. You know, I was the punching bag the other day.
Bring it on.
So it's funny that now I heard the other day through Grindhouse rumors that this dating was going on since January. Now, I'm not sure about this because Brim said something about December, January, but they kept it pretty quiet. But so I'm finding out that now that it's official, Kim doesn't come and watch the show anymore. It's funny how everything was quiet. She would stay on for the entire show, but now the minute the announcements are here,
because
she's like,
because she thinks we're gonna bust
I got Tom. I don't need to watch the show anymore. He's not going anywhere, so I don't need to impress him. And by the way, the sports crew, whatever.
She knows that, but no, she tunes in. She she might not stay for the whole show as much as she used to, but now she definitely tunes in and watches.
Yeah, I think you better start sweetening that pot. I want her to stay on for the whole show. Damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the new Power Pod couple. That's what they call them now.
The
Power Podcast couple. That's right. Great. All right, let's get right into it. Texas Rangers sell over 38,000 tickets to home opener, marking one of the first full capacity sports events of the year. Of course, you know, I am not prepared because I was supposed to have, there we go. We got some imagery today. So 38,000 fans. That's a little nuts. I think it's a little weird. And I'm sure, and Tom will give me his take on this as well. I'm a little uneasy on this. I guess I'm already programmed in a way that there's limited amount of people in the stadiums or playing professional sports that when you look at it, so I think it holds 40,000. It was 2,000 less than what they were supposed to have. So that's crazy.
But that's the state of Texas. The state of Texas
right. They're like Florida.
They're doing things differently down there, and this is part of it.
Yeah.
It felt I don't know. I mean, the full capacity is 40,518. So they sold 38,238 tickets.
They said there were closer to 40,000 people there.
Well, it was 38 to 40. Yeah. It's only 2,000 difference, not even 2,000. So, Tom, what do you think about this? I mean, obviously, you as our official baseball guy, this is nice to see. But do we see that possibly this could be now? Again, we all kind of said NFL is going to spike, and it supposedly nobody ever reported that they got COVID from a stadium. I mean, which is so hard to trace and hard to track that.
Yeah.
But it was also only a couple thousand, not 38,000.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't look like were they wearing masks? Were there protocols? Was there anything there?
Well, the Texas Rangers themselves said that if you're going to come into the stadium, you got to wear a mask. The only time you could take it off is when you're at your seat and you're like eating. But like, you know, when you have 38,000 people, there's no way you're going to be able to enforce all that, because when you're watching the game, and if you call clips of the game, there were definitely people that were just straight up not wearing masks regularly.
Of course. I mean, you don't have enough security force to monitor that.
Well, and they were saying that people were still standing up. They're getting mad. You yell. They're screaming, hollering at their fans. You know, that's the normal thing you do.
But
they said it's COVID spreader, but whatever.
I think, though, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Rangers still did the whole you got to have either a PCR test 72 hours before the event or a quick rapid test 6 hours before the event, and or proof of
38,000 of those people did that.
Well, because you wouldn't have been able to get in any other way. You have to show proof of that. Like for example, I'm going to I think it depends on if I can get a test in time. I think I'm going to the Met game on Saturday, and nice. They're not going to let me in unless I have proof that because I haven't gotten a shot yet. They're not gonna let me in the building unless I have proof that I got a test that came up negative.
Great. Now we're gonna have to see baseball selfies of Tom through Instagram.
Yes,
and
you are.
Facebook now.
You know what? You want me to make you throw up even more? You're gonna see baseball selfies of me and probably Kim too, because she's coming.
I figured as much.
But
We gotta look at the schedule. We got to look at the schedule and figure out when we're going to come down there to go to a game.
hell yeah. But
So
no,
what
it's
are the
definitely
requirements? So do I have to get a quick test?
you have to get either a PCR test 72 hours before the event or a rapid test 6 hours before. And
What
then
if
you
got
can
both
get
your
it.
shot?
Then you're good. You just got to bring your card. And you show them your card. And then you're good.
Well, good for you. I'll
Yeah.
just take the test.
But the Ranger game, though, by the way, you're saying
Yeah.
definitely looked weird. Like it looked like you were watching like a replay of a game from like 2 years ago, because I don't know, we're kind of just trained to nobody being in stadiums or not many people being in stadiums, and like even though it wasn't that long ago, it still looks weird having that many people
Awkward,
packed
right?
in there. You know,
Rangers infielder Isaiah Kiner. I'm not going to pronounce the last name. He says it felt like it was my debut all over again. It was a good feeling just to have the crowd there cheering us on. I think the introduction when I first came on early in the game, there was probably one of the coolest moments of my career to date. So I can see that. I mean, you played a whole season with either electronic noise coming in or nothing. You know,
Right,
cardboard cutouts.
As an athlete, you want the fans. I mean,
we talked about this,
right? I mean, that's the thing. It's exciting when you got fans there. I mean, I can tell you from back when I played, we had a game at East Field, and we're used to getting anywhere between 400 and 500 people there at that time,
right
at the games, and I walk into East Field and it's a championship game, and I'm standing there looking up, and it was the semifinal game. And I look up, and we come out from underneath the thing, and there had to be 5,000 people at this freaking football field.
Right.
And I mean, they were on the other side, down
Okay.
first baseline. And I'm just standing there looking, and I look back, and all the stands were full. And I'm just like, this is freaking awesome. And that's one of my most memorable games was when I come out of the underneath the tunnel, and I look up, and there's just everybody's there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And and we talked about that with hockey, basketball, everything. You need the crowd to pump you. I mean, I think Tom and I discussed it. I think on one of the episodes you weren't here. It was we talked about, well, okay, if the crowd's not there, no matter what sport it is, baseball, football, basketball, you're not going to be pumped. Are you just going to go through the motions? Because the crowd really regulates the way the game is played. I mean, if they're cheering you on or they're booing you, that pumps you up no matter what, good or bad. And not having that interaction there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the rate of play, it wasn't really tested if one player would have played better than another, but that definitely mentally has to affect you in the head.
Well, and you're sitting there looking, and you turn around, like, you're on the sideline, you turn around and you want to pump the crowd up, and all of a sudden you can hear the noise.
Yeah.
But then you turn around and you go like this, and you're like, oh, there's nobody there. And you turn back around. I mean, I can only imagine. We didn't have the app, but it's like,
right.
That's the thing, is that you can hear the noise, but it's when you have the interaction with a fan and you can see the expression on their face. You're standing there up the bat or whatever, and you take a shot, you take the pitch or whatever else, and you're looking, you hear the crowd, and you don't get the same thing. They can't hit those buttons and make those sounds.
Right.
To the action of the pitch or the hit or whatever else. They try to, but it's just not the same. And you can tell the difference as an athlete.
Oh yeah, totally. It makes you just want to play better when you because that's what it is. It's all an entertainment thing. You're putting on a show for the people that decided to pay tickets to come see it. So you just incentivize to play better and just get them cheering on your side. So it must have been amazing, especially knowing that like you're the only stadium that's going to allow that many people in. It must have been kind of crazy just taking the field and just seeing just a sea of people, after
I'm
this.
wondering, there's a couple, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's kind of awkward. I mean, again, Texas is like Florida. They're just doing their own thing or whatever. A couple questions that we'll have to do some research. Did they honor last year's season ticket holders? Are the prices extremely higher than last year? And what if the other team objects that there's fans in the stadium, that they're exposed, they could be possibly exposed to be more people? That might be a stretch, but again, that is something to consider, saying, all right, the visiting team's like, screw you. No way. I don't. There's too many people here.
Yeah, but they knew about this in advance, so I don't think the visiting team. And you know what?
But
if they're,
I'm just saying there could.
They're all
be,
adults. You're taking the risk.
We're talking about major sports
understand
players.
it, but you're taking the risk, and they understand it. I think that they prepared them for letting them play in front of fans and stuff like that. So they didn't just go to whoever the Rangers were playing and say, "Hey, we're just last minute. Hey, by the way, we're going to let 40,000 people in the stands." And that's that.
I'm just wondering if some players may object and maybe not.
I'm sure they would, but what are you going to do though? Like if you do object, like what are you going to do? Like hold the game in protest? Like you're not going to just not be able to play. Like they're not going to stop the game because you're not comfortable that the Rangers want to. Oh no,
what I'm saying is that one. I'm just saying if a player says no, then he's not going to play. And at this point, even with contract deals, I'd be really sketchy about like, no, you're going to play. When somebody says I'm not playing because of COVID, you better, as an owner, as a coach, better be like, you better honor that whether it's a contract or not. That's a touchy situation. And I think down the road, depending on how COVID gets, we're going to start seeing that. I think whether it's going to be baseball, it happened in football. A few of the guys didn't want to play.
Well,
this was different.
Week 1 for poor Tom.
Yeah, poor Tom.
Week 1, find out that day that you don't have a game because the Nationals have 3 people that got it, and a bunch of them that were exposed.
But I'm talking more about some players that just don't want to be put in that situation. Let's say if they go to the Texas and they don't want to be there, that there's exposed. You know what I'm saying? If they say they don't want to play, I hope the owner / coaches say, okay, then you're fine. It's not a breach of contract because that could be a huge lawsuit. I don't
think it would because they did allow people to opt out if it came to COVID. Like if it's a COVID reason, I think that they'll be pretty sensitive to that and do what they got to do. Because even then, like I believe there were people on the Blue Jays saying how cool of an experience it was to have all those people packed back into the stadiums, because that's the goal. I mean, hopefully, God willing, knocking on wood, this doesn't turn into like a super spreader situation and you realize, okay, I guess this is manageable, but I mean, somebody was going to have to be the first people to do it. Somebody was going to have to be the first people to be like,
why not Texas or Florida?
We're open. Yeah, exactly. New York wasn't gonna. New York's gonna be one of the last states to let everybody in.
Well, the government did release that. That was he made that call on the stadiums too. But I think he released that. I think he released that they can have. It's up now. It's up to who. It's up
like
to the
30%.
Yeah. So, but we don't get into politics. But Mr. President, Mr. Joe Biden, called a decision to host a full stadium a mistake in a recent interview with ESPN. Really, why does ESPN have to interview him? Well, that's a decision they made. I think it's a mistake, Biden said. They should listen to Dr. Anthony. Nope, we're done with that. Anthony Fauci, the scientists and the experts, but I think it's not responsible. Well, it's not your call. So,
yeah,
it's definitely not your call. So that's way.
Look, anybody, look, the way I look at it is anybody that's going to that game signed up for it. They know what they're getting themselves into.
Right.
And I would rather them try and figure it out rather than just play the wait and see game. Like I said, somebody was going to have to do it. At some point, somebody was going to have to say, all right, vaccines are going to be are more readily available now. Mm-hmm. Masks people are wearing masks. You have to get your COVID tests before you even get into the game. We're taking all these precautions. Somebody at some point is going to have to be like, all right, let us in. Let's see how this works. Everybody come on in. Let's watch a game.
And maybe it goes well, other stadiums would be like, all right, let's do it. I mean, you got to start generating money somehow.
I think Colorado's going to be one of the. I mean, they just took over the All-Star game. I think they're going to be one of the ones they're going to let people in the stands like that. A lot of the open air stadiums. I mean, that's the thing. Like they had the roof opened up. So a lot of the open air ones. That's what and that's the thing. There's no clear direction from anybody.
No, there's not, and that's the
confusing part. I mean, everybody's on planes, everybody's on trains, everybody's in cars, and now they're talking about the cruise lines opening back up and stuff like that. So, it's baseball or it's football or it's soccer. It's outdoors.
Yeah.
So they're saying that when you're outdoors, now they're saying, oh, well, they're not really 100%. Okay, well, you either are or you aren't.
Yeah, right.
That's all we need is some clarity.
Yeah. Good segue right in there because we're going right into it. The All-Star game is now moving a little higher up, Mile High.
A lot higher.
Tommy, are you part of the Mile High Club?
No. No.
Year's not over yet. Anyway, Coors Field in Denver, home of Major League Baseball's Colorado Rockies, is expected to be announced as the new host of this year's All-Star Game, according to multiple news outlets. I think this is pretty good. The game being taken out of Atlanta is expected to have $100 million impact on the state, which I'm sure it has to. Any type of those events, whether it's All-Star Game, Super Bowl. Okay, well, we already know what the Olympics does. And obviously the Olympics is a lot longer than one game or whatever, even All-Star weekend. That's generating a ton of money into that city. So I think that's pretty cool. Making the decision, though, the game was initially supposed to take place in Atlanta, but the league decided to move the game and draft its response to Georgia's recently passed laws that placed new restrictions on voting. So now we got to put in baseball and politics in here.
Yes.
Give me a break.
Yep.
What's your take on this? I guess you know what the take is. Tough shit. We still get an All-Star game. I don't really care what field it's at. I mean, I guess that's how it is.
The thing, my problem with the whole thing is just like I don't see an importance of all of it, because who really cares about the All-Star game? You know, like that's the thing. Like the All-Star game is for kids. You know, like it's an exhibition game where all the best players get to play on a field, and it doesn't mean anything. It's just a meaningless exhibition game. You know, so like the only time I ever really cared about the All-Star game was when I was like 13 years old and just wanted to see how many Mets made it. But you know, as an adult, I don't really care. All I really care about are games that matter and games that get my team into the playoffs. And
I mean, that's one person's opinion too. We've seen how popular the All-Star games are, especially for young kids and everything else. They're very popular.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying it's just for kids, and kids are going to have no idea what this whole voting thing in Atlanta is for. Like, you're moving it because a bunch of adults are pissed, and they're probably not going to watch the All-Star game anyway, to be honest with you. Like, just that's probably what it's going to be, you know, because nobody likes the Pro Bowl.
Time I watch
nobody likes the NHL All-Star game. Nobody likes the NBA All-Star game. And only thing that anybody cares about with baseball is the home run derby. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, when the All-Star weekend, it's the slam dunk competition, the home run derby, you know, that's what I watch. I mean,
I can honestly say I don't watch the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, who does? Nobody wants to watch a bunch of millionaires play.
I don't watch the
football.
Pro Bowl anymore. Yeah, it's like it's not even a game.
They should just make them play
punting,
flag
no
football.
kicking.
But obviously, it does matter because you're looking at $100 million worth of impact coming into the city.
It's an added game. That's what it's for, though. It's for a marketing. It's basically for an income.
And I would enjoy it. For me, because I'm not a hardcore baseball person, I probably would go to that game just to be outside, having the experience. Yeah. I don't care who wins or who really plays, but just seeing live baseball and then watching, you know, the home run derby. That would be fun for me.
All of them. Baseball's the best. Yeah, baseball's the best All-Star game. Baseball, because that's just the closest thing to the real sport that you're going to get. Like hockey sucks, Pro Bowl sucks, NBA sucks. There's no way you could half-ass a baseball game. So I understand. Yeah.
No, I hear you. We are confident that our organization, along with the city, state, and Visit Denver and the Denver Sports Commission, are capable of putting on this premier event in a relatively quick time frame because of the preparations that have already been done. This is said by Rockies Chief Operating Officer Greg Fiesel. It's great for the city. I'm you know what? They haven't had an All-Star game since 1998, where it was a Midsummer Classic. So
a home run derby in Colorado is going to be bananas. Like they're going to be hitting baseballs out of the stadium.
You think?
Well, because that's the thing about the Rockies, because of the thin air, balls just fly out of there, and they're going to be hitting freaking moon. That's going to be the most entertaining. That's the best part about them moving it out of Atlanta, is that we're going to get a home run derby in Coors Field. And Rob, no, it does not determine home field advantage anymore. They got rid of that rule like 5 or 6 years ago, I think. It might even be longer than that. But no, it does not determine home field advantage anymore.
So, you know what, you bring up a good point about the home runs. I'm going to have to do some research to see what stadium has the most home runs. Could it be Colorado because of thinner air? I want to know. I'll have to check to see what stadium holds the most. Because I bet you Boston holds the least because of the Green Monster.
Well, but the thing is, though, the Green Monster is really high, but it's a shallow left field. So if you get it high enough, you'll get it out. True. It's just
that's the only stadium I went to at a baseball game. I was 12 years old. It's the only time I've ever
been. You've been to?
It's the only one I've been to.
I've been to Cleveland and I've been to Pittsburgh. I don't think I've never been to Yankee Stadium.
Well, we're gonna segue right into the next segment. Wow, look at that! The Red Sox ditch the socks. They're playing barefoot now. No, they are changing. Poor Tom. Ever since 1933, when the Red Sox first put a red B on a Navy cap and added Red Sox and their distinctive font on the front of their jerseys, Boston hasn't changed its uniforms much. And they really haven't. They're pretty much stuck with it. Now they look like they're from Disneyland. This year, they're honoring Patriots Day. Sorry. That glorious holiday when all Boston comes together to watch the Red Sox play a breakfast matinee while also getting to take in the Boston Marathon. So pretty much these jerseys that they're doing now match the colors of the Boston Marathon, from what I'm understanding. This is the biggest uniform change since the Red Sox switched from wearing blue to rocking a giant red sock on the front of their jersey in 1908. So yeah, after 113 years, it's a pretty big deal. You know what? It's funny. They even in football, you have the retro jerseys. Very few do I think look good. I mean, some of them. Who is it? The Steelers that look like a bunch of bumblebees running down the field.
I miss those. They don't do those anymore.
They look like comics in a bad pirate movie.
Oh my god, it's annoying. It's like
they retired those. They retired those. I love them. Killer Bees.
Wait a minute. You could look like a highlighter in Seattle.
Yeah. Those are fire.
That's all I can think of when I see them. Like, my God,
they glow.
Yeah,
they
definitely glow.
Like they stepped in radiation.
So, I mean, obviously, this is a one-time thing. It is what it is.
Gross.
Like I said, I'm not a fan of the retro or the changing of the jerseys too much, but it is for a good day, a good cause. So, what the hell? And it's huge. I mean, 113 years and you haven't changed your jersey. That is pretty impressive.
They look like
not even red though,
like AT&T or something.
They're matched the Boston Marathon.
They look like they work for AT&T.
They're the Boston Red Sox, and we're gonna wear blue and gold. What is this?
Well, they're matching. They're matching the.
Somebody was colorblind.
It's called unity, Tom. They're come together as one.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, at the AT&T store.
Yeah, the AT&T store.
I can't wait for the Chicago Red Sox to be wearing neon green. Freaking dopes.
Well, they won't be the only team to unveil it. They won't be the only team to unveil a new City Connect uniform either. 6 more teams will wear them this year, with the Marlins, White Sox, Cubs, D-backs, Giants, and Dodgers joining in later this summer. So we'll be talking about more of these disastrous fashion choices as we go further. I wanted to ask you as a player, since we did talk about uniforms, and I always thought about field color too. As with a quarterback, you're used to a green field. Now we know in college there's a red field. I forgot which college has a red field. There's a blue field.
Yeah, Boise has the blue field,
and
they have a lot of birds that think it's water and they die.
Yeah, and it's like it throws me off even as a viewer. Going, I don't even know. I can't focus on the team with that. And let's say you do the retro jerseys. That's got to throw off a quarterback because you're used to the same kind of color schemes and layouts. All of a sudden, you get this black and yellow bumblebee crap or the highlighters from Seattle. Does that throw off the perception or throw off your gameplay a little bit?
I think they probably practicing them a couple times just to get, they have something similar.
No, I'm talking about the opposing team. Like if they're let's say Seattle's neon green highlighters and they're playing whoever, that's got to throw that team
part
off.
of it. That's why they call it color rush.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what is a color rush. I don't know what that
color
is.
rush is basically when they go with solid colors.
Okay,
so like Green Bay does either they do white. I think it was one of their color rushes, or they did yellow.
Okay,
so their jerseys were yellow, their pants were yellow, so it's all one color. That's the color rush. But then they got the retros like you were talking about, where they do the retros, but. The Green Bay Packers have I think it's blue and like a tan. So it looked like the old Acme Packers when they were around. So, each team, it's good to go back in retro. But
it's got to screw up the perception of a quarterback or any of the players. They're used to this one color, right?
They know the color of their team. So that's what I'm saying, that they practice with their team.
I'm talking about the opposing
team. The opposing team, yeah. But it does it the other way around too. So when they're playing.
Right, true.
So it's tit for tat.
True. I mean, it doesn't affect baseball. I mean, you're not bum rushing a guy on the field.
No, you're not. But it is
full contact baseball.
It's set up. You got lights and darts. So that's the other thing too. Right. You got your lights and your darts. So most teams, that's the way they do it. They do. One team's got white, then the other one's got a dart. So I know Green Jackets, our home colors are green.
Yes.
and then our aways are white tops.
Or white, right? Okay.
So we try to keep with that tradition. Unlike the ones that we're doing in the military game, are going to be camouflage.
Last year they were
2 years ago they were yellow. They
Yellow
were
and
really
green,
bright
right?
yellow.
Yeah.
Well, they were bright yellow jerseys with the yellow pants or the green pants. We had the green pants.
I got to get the jersey into the studio and frame it up. I looked funny wearing that. I'm supposed to get a small and it's got shoulder pads in it. Looks funny. I'll suit up. Let me suit up for a game. I'll suit up for a game.
Oh boy.
I'm a good runner, man. I'm fast.
You're going to learn how to run.
Yeah. I would be bad enough to run a touchdown for the opposing team. Go the other way.
Yeah, I could see that.
No, that would never happen. Anyway, let's get on to the next segment. Do we really want to get into this segment? Really? Do we? Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Rough night, boys. Rough night.
Oh.
All right. That right there that's right there. All right. Do you want to lead off on this one since Mets implode in opening day 2.0 disaster? Do you want to take the lead on this one, Tom, since you are the Mets man?
It was fitting because, like, I've been beating the drum that it's going to be a different Mets. And this is the same old Mets thing, like Jacob deGrom comes out, throws a gem, doesn't give up any runs, only thrown like 77 pitches. And then the manager, Matt Rojas, just decides, you know what? Now's a good time to take him out, even though he's dominating. And the bullpen just gives it all back. And that's a Mets loss. That's what that is. That is a stereotypical textbook Mets loss. Jacob deGrom pitches a gem. They only can score 2 runs. And they blow the game. That is a New York Mets Jacob deGrom start. That's how that usually works. But game 1, we're fine. No freakouts just yet. There's 161 more games to go. So, I think they'll figure it out.
When do you start freaking out? Game 30?
When they don't, well, you really, as a Mets fan, we've learned over the past few years that the crucial month is the month of June. If they can make it out of the month of June, not being absolutely terrible, we have a good shot, because the past few years, all they do is lose. The month of June is like all they do is lose. So,
okay.
That's when
I'm sure he's got the TV on somewhere right now watching the game, because the game
on my other screen. I got 2 monitors. I got 2 monitors set up right now. You guys are on one, and I got the Met game on the other right here.
That's why he's been so quiet.
I know. I didn't want to say that until I just thought about it.
I found your. By the way, I did find. We could do it after this if you want. It's an article from 2019, so it's the only one that I could find so far. But the stadiums that average the highest home runs.
Well, we can do that when we come back after our after that. So, obviously, we weren't shocked. Obviously, with the first game being a loss. I mean, obviously, we all.
I was.
You've been saying you were shocked.
I was. No, I was. I was.
I went over to the basketball game, and I'm like going, all right.
You've been so disappointed so many years. What's one more game?
Well, no. You see, I was shocked because I'm coming off of a weekend that I haven't been able to watch baseball because the Nationals broke protocol and decided to get COVID. Right. Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher in the whole game, is on the mound. They just got this Francisco Lindor deal done. I'm riding high. I'm like, all right, this team's ready to roll. The lineup didn't look terrible. This team's ready to roll. And then they just pull out the same old Mets loss. And that's what I was very shocked. I did not think that was going to happen.
I would have to say that has to do with coaching.
It does.
I would never with deGrom, like you said, deGrom was dominant. And like I said, I'm not a Mets fan, but I'm not really a major baseball fan either. But watching that as somebody that played baseball, why would you take him out when he threw 74 pitches?
77.
Yeah. Was it 77?
Yeah.
They took him out?
Yeah.
So 77 pitches, and they took him out of the game. The other guy had thrown 74 pitches in before the Moore guy. They took Moore out.
Yeah.
In the 3 innings. He pitched 74 pitches in 3 innings. deGrom had 74 and 6 or 77 and 6. Mm-hmm. Don't take him out. I mean, I could have seen if they waited till like the 8th inning or 7th inning to take him out if they were hitting him.
Yeah,
but leave him in there.
Yeah. He was dealing like it doesn't make sense. I know Rojas, their manager, said that they had planned all along to take him out after 6 innings because he wasn't pitching on normal rest. It was like 10 days off since he had last started. But I mean, I don't understand what that means to me. It's such a garbage excuse. The guy hasn't pitched since spring training. He's at 77 pitches, the best pitcher in baseball. Why are you taking him out? I don't understand why you take him out when he's just straight dealing. Like,
and as
he was dominant. They weren't touching him.
Coach, I don't agree with that answer. That's
Neither
the
do I.
first game of your season. You leave him in there until he needs to come out, and he did not need to come out of that game.
No, he didn't. He did not, and it sucks. It makes me question how Luis Rojas is going to be going down the rest of the season because his first year managing was last year in the COVID year. The Mets didn't look great last year, and then now they have a little bit of expectations because they got a new payroll. They just signed again one of the 5 best players in all the game, Francisco Lindor. So they got expectations, and I don't know. I hope Luis Rojas can figure it out because that was a really freaking dumb move last night.
Well, on that note, it's the Body Armor halftime. We'll be right back.
Calling it a day, Carrie?
Oh no, there's more.
Like what?
More reps, more steps. More this, more that. More time to breathe. More hustle, more grind.
There's more to Carrie Underwood.
And I should wrap by midnight.
Impressive.
And there's more to Body Armor Light with natural sweeteners, no sugar added, and only 20 calories.
Welcome back, Tuesday night edition, sports edition. Mr. Tom Greer.
Hello.
Snacks.
You caught him. He was watching the game.
Yeah. You were watching it. The commercial wasn't that long, now was it?
Right here.
What's the play-by-play? Since we are live, give us a little bit of play-by-play here. What inning in it? What's going on?
It is 0-0, 2-1, 2-1 count. Stroman's throwing a pitch, and it's ball 3, 3-1. So Phillies are up, bottom of the first, and it's still 0-0. We're good.
You got to get a Bob Uecker voice.
I don't know if I can't.
Outside.
I can't do Uke.
I don't think anybody can do Euchre.
No,
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. There's no way in hell I could do it.
Harry Carey. I used to try to do Euchre a long time ago when I watched Major League for the first time, but that didn't work.
What is it?
When he was in the Major League.
Oh yes. What is this?
All right, we're set to go.
There you go. See, look at that. I'm trying to find another sound effect for the intro, but I think I deleted it. So this board is not big enough lately. I need a bigger soundboard to get these things going. But we're going to go into our next segment after our Body Armor halftime break. Brought to you by drinkbodyarmor.com. Visit their site for a location near you. Now, obviously, we will give you some information because I know people have been asking about Body Armor Edge. It's coming. It's not out in the stores yet, but you can get it through Amazon. And gyms are getting them because Chase Sports has now been allowed to release it to sell it at gyms and sporting complex. So if you want it, hit me up. I'll get you a 4-pack. Just because you ain't gonna be able to buy in the stores. I went to every store I could find the other day. I'm like, son of a bitch. But anyway,
it's addicting.
I haven't even had it yet.
You haven't had any Edge?
I haven't had any Edge yet. The only person that has Edge, well, Tom has had 2-packs. You had Edge. You had Edge already.
I had some Edge, and then I had the gold.
The new gold, the new berry gold. Yes, I think that actually, I think, Tom, you'll like that too. We'll send you a few things of those too. And why did I delete that off there? Because that would have been a perfect segue right to go into this segment. But anyway, so breaking news, Aaron Rodgers is no longer going to be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers because he's taking over the host of Jeopardy. Now, I've had this Jeopardy soundtrack on this goddamn board since day one, and for some reason it's gone. The one time that I could really want to use it, it's gone. But anyway, he's on for a 2-week stint. Now he's did you watch him? Did you happen to watch him?
No, I didn't watch him.
He looked like a deer in headlights, but I only watched a little bit of it, but he enjoyed it and everybody seemed to think he did good. But the Green Bay Packers quarterback made his broadcast debut on Monday as a guest host on the game show, long hosted by late Alex Trebek. His stint is a 2-week run. He told the Pat McVie show on Monday that he'd like to eventually take the role on a full-time basis. Well, listen, Packers, if you don't treat your quarterback as well as you should and give them goddamn weapons to play with, Guess what? He's moving to Jeopardy.
I think he's still got a craw because of his backup quarterback.
Because of what?
His backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't he only have 1 year left on his deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's smart of him to say, think about what it's going to be like after the Packers, because like with Jordan Love there, him being a first round pick, do you really think that they're going to pay Rodgers next year? Do you think they're going to give him an extension?
Depends on what he does.
Well, I mean, all right. From your opinion, basically, Rodgers is the best quarterback, and I shouldn't say opinion, but that's been stated. Do you not think, because many other people think he's the best quarterback, you think the Packers are going to let him go? If anything, I would have Rodgers would decide to leave before the Packers let him go.
The Packers have a tendency of just pushing him away. They did that when and the thing is that he did the same thing when he got there, and they pushed Brett Favre out.
Yeah.
Okay. He wanted the same thing. Love wants the same thing.
Right.
Love wants to be the quarterback that they signed to go and play.
Right.
They don't want to just come in there and not play. They've had a lot of quarterbacks that they've signed or drafted that they brought in, and they haven't had an opportunity to really play for a little bit, or go to prove their point. That's the thing. He's there. So guess what? If they push him out, then they do that. And I'm saying that as a Packers fan.
Right.
And that's their thing. It's like you don't want to commit for this much money, and you already made an agreement to it. Now you want more.
Well, it's just like if you don't, like if you just decide to sign him to an extension, you're basically saying that your pick of Jordan Love was a waste. Like you're basically saying, all right, that first round pick, I'm wasting it, So like they really have no other move other than to let Rodgers walk, or like that's why it's going to be interesting. Like do you think about, like, during the season or before the season, do you think about trading him? Because like if your plan is to not bring him back next year, or if even there's a thought of not bringing him back next year after next year, because you have to see what Jordan Love is, why are you just going to let one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game walk for nothing? Like I feel like that's cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Right. I totally agree with that. I mean, and the other thing is you're spending money on him. And again, we're going to go right back to it. You're spending money on him and it's a decent amount of money. Why aren't you spending money to give him the weapons he needs? If you're not going to,
they just restructured. They had all these players that reached. Wait a minute. They had all these key players that restructured their contracts so that they could re-sign some of their other players that they wanted to keep and give them a little bit more money to do that. He never did that. He wants more money.
I understand that.
So, and that's the thing that really, he's like Tom said, he's got 1 more year left.
Right.
I don't think there's going to be a team out there, to be honest with you. If they were to try and trade him right now, there isn't nobody that would give the Packers what they think they deserve for him.
Yeah.
Financially and no, there's not a team.
I think the Niners would.
No, the Niners would not. The Niners would not be able to put the money out there to do it. And the thing is that what he's asking for money wise over the next, 10 years or whatever else is astronomical.
Right. Well, maybe Jeopardy is in his future then. Maybe this is his way of doing it, because he also stated, when asked to clarify if he was campaigning for the full-time job, Rodgers said this: "I'd love to be the host of Jeopardy. So yes." So again, who knows? Rodgers obviously has a job, as we talked about. 37-year-old, he may be the back end of his NFL career, but he's always the reigning league MVP. Also, reigning league MVP, and doesn't appear to be on the verge of retirement anytime soon. Rodgers also told McVee Monday that things haven't really changed, he said, with his status in Green Bay, which selected his apparent successor with Jordan Love, as we discussed. My future, he says, a lot of it really out of my control. He said, it's quite uncertain which direction things are going to go. All I can do is play my best, and I feel like last year I did that, and maybe thrown a wrench into some timelines and may have thrown a wrench in some timelines that we may have been thought about or desired. So, you know what? Maybe it's the wrong time for him to get a little greedy, but he is one of the best quarterbacks out there. I mean, you think Jordan Love would be able to do better than him right now at this point?
I don't think that Jordan Love can do it.
No, you can't expect Jordan Love to come in and be Aaron Rodgers. Like, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. Like, he's in the same conversation as as Brady, Breeze, Marino, Peyton. Like he's up
Right.
there because of just how athletic he was, you know. So
It's
or
just
is
like
because
when
he still
when
is. He's
went
just a
in
league
for
MVP.
Favre. Like when he went in for Favre, he wasn't going to be a Brett Favre.
Right.
Brett Favre was a gunslinger.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, he learned a lot. He can sit there and deny it.
He learned
but
a lot
you
from
watch
Brett.
him, he learned a lot from Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Just the way that he reads things and throws the ball up there and heaves it. That's Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way he played. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, he can sit there and I could sit there face to face with him and say that.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
You learned a lot from Brett Favre.
I wouldn't, and I would never, if I was him, I wouldn't even deny it either, though. I mean, shit, that's something that's great, right? I mean, that's not
Yeah.
something to be, you know, that's like saying, hey, you learned all your moves from Brady.
But
Well,
when they-
yeah, I did, but I'm still myself,
Right.
you know?
And when they drafted him and they brought him in, Brett Favre didn't go and whine in the corner and everything else because they just drafted a quarterback. He knew.
Yeah, he knew his
He
time was gone.
understood. Listen, I'm older. I'm getting older. My body's not taking it. Things like that.
Right.
The Packers stood by Brett Favre even through all of his issues that he had with drugs and alcohol and things like that. But he still came to play the game.
I understand.
And
what
he
Yeah.
still was there. And he you could see if you watch game film and stuff like that, he still sat there and talked to Rodgers,
Right.
showed him things that why he did this and that and everything else on the playing ability. And it bettered him.
Of
And
course.
then as he started to do it on his own, yes, when Favre was gone, now he's the head honcho. He started applying what he had learned, and he put his own spin on it.
So maybe this is a sign. Maybe we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We always, you know, but that's something that we've always talked about too. We don't really know what's going on behind closed doors.
Well, we all knew that this was coming, kind of though. It
Yes,
was
yeah.
when the Packers drafted Jordan Love, you knew that Aaron Rodgers was on a clock. Like time was ticking away from Rodgers being the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers because if it's gonna be a first round pick, you gotta maximize the talent, or you gotta see at least what you have. So no, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if after this year Aaron Rodgers is no longer the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. You know, it'd be crazy, but you know we've seen
Time will
crazier
tell.
things. Brady's playing in Tampa right now.
We'll see. Well, we'll see what happens if history repeats itself with other things going on in the league as well. We'll see. Maybe this could be his last year.
When he's going to go to the Jets and then wind up on the Vikings. He'll do a real Brett Favre.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be funny if he went right to the Jets? Oh my God.
He uses the Jets to get to the Vikings.
get
That's
to
what
the
Favre
Vikings.
did.
Yes.
Favre used the Jets so he can get to the Vikings.
If the Jets were smart, they would scrap every coin and penny, any nickel and dime they could to get Favre.
they're
to
getting
whatever
Zach
they had to
Wilson.
do.
They're getting Zach
Anyway.
Wilson now.
All right. Well, and I know we're going to jump right in before we get into our last two topics today in sports history. And today in sports history, our old good friends are back as sponsors. Love it. Adventure Family Fun Center is back. They are open. It is spring break, so they are open for the kiddies. They will be open. Also be open. What's today? What is today? 6th through the 9th, I think. Yeah. So this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So right now, Monday through Thursday, they're gonna be open from 12 to 6. Friday 12 to 8, Saturday 11 to 8, and Sunday 12 to 6. Now they will have outdoors. The go-karts will be gone, especially tomorrow. It's going to be 63 degrees up here. But the rest of the week's supposed to be really warm. All their indoor activities are open as well. But you do have to wear masks. The only time you don't have to wear masks is when you're sitting or eating.
Right.
So parents can be sitting there and not have to wear masks. But if your kids are playing in the playground or wherever, you have to wear a mask. Now, when you do the go-karts, you have to wear your mask while you're underneath the pavilion. But once you get in the car and when the cars start up and you get on the track, you don't have to wear your mask. So, but again, check them out at adventurefamilyfun.com if you need more information. I'm excited. I just want to go back to go-karts again. I had fun last year on those go-karts. Take it away, Mr. Tom Greer.
Okay, today in sports history, all the way back in 1896, the first modern Summer Olympic Games opens in Athens, Greece. American athlete James Connolly of the Olympics becomes the first modern Olympic champion when he wins the triple jump. Later, he came in third in the long jump and second in the high jump. 1973, Roberto Clemente Day. The Pirates decided to retire his number because, he's obviously a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players in Pirates history, baseball history also. 1980, Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, completes his record 26th NHL season, which is bananas.
Damn.
1987 middleweight boxing champion Sugar Ray Leonard upsets Marvelous Marvin Hagler at Caesar's Palace in Paradise, Nevada. 2004, the 23rd NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Connecticut beats Tennessee 70-61. UConn's Diana Taurasi is named Most Outstanding Player for the second straight year. And finally, the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Boston Bruins 6-3 in the season finale for their 62nd regular season win, tying the NHL record held by the 95-96 Detroit Red Wings, 128 points, fourth in NHL history. That's today in sports history.
Nice. That was a lot in sports history today. That's awesome. Awesome.
I tried to go back to 1896. I was like, that's pretty old. I have to.
That's way back.
I went back to the Indians. All right, let's get into our next article, our next segment here. Baylor spoils an undefeated streak for Gonzaga. Baylor didn't give Gonzaga a chance. The most anticipated national championship game in recent memory was over within minutes. The Bears sprinted out to a 9-0 lead on the way to an 86-70 victory over the Bulldogs to win the first men's basketball national title in school history. Baylor's win also ends Gonzaga's attempt to be the first team since Indiana in 1976 to finish the season undefeated. Sounds like the Patriots. we go undefeated and then we lose the Super Bowl, you bastards.
Big Blue, baby. One of the happiest sports moments of my life. One of the happiest sports moments of my life is beating the undefeated Patriots. I know that's not what we're talking about, but you said it. So
fine. You're right. Move on. All right. We're talking basketball.
18-1.
So what, this is awesome. Now, wasn't it just 2 nights ago, one of the best basketball games they were saying during the championship too?
Yeah. The UCLA and Gonzaga.
I heard that was amazing. I didn't get to watch the game, but I heard that game was amazing as well. Like it was right down to the wire last minute.
Literally.
I think that was one of the first true tests that Gonzaga really had. Cause they were rolling toe to toe.
Yeah.
Baylor. Oh yeah. So Baylor entered the game at the best 3-point shooting team in the country at over 40%. And the Bears were unstoppable from behind the arc, even as Gonzaga even tried to switch to a zone defense to slow Baylor down. Butler became the first player since Carmelo Anthony in 2003 to have 20 or more points and at least 7 assists in a national title game. Obviously, I mean, this is pretty huge. Now, how far do you think they're going to go? Or is this it? This is it. This is the championship.
That was the championship.
See, that's why I don't even know what I'm talking about. I thought there was one more game. I thought there was another game.
That was it last night.
Yeah. I was so mad I missed it. We were recording GHR while it happened because look, I'll admit I'm not the biggest basketball fan. I'm not even a huge college basketball fan, but I'd like to see it. Championship games are always fun, especially when it was 2 of the favorites. Like they were 2. These are 2 of the best teams in college basketball.
For some reason in my head, I thought it was more of a series going on. I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I thought.
That's the fun. That is the what I will give it this. That is the one fun part about the college basketball scene is that it's one and done. Like it's a tournament. Right. You lose, you're out. It's not like it's not like the major, like the pro sport playoffs where it's, you best of 5, best of 7, it's what, once you lose, you're going home, you're golfing.
Right. No, I hear what you're saying. The Jets, do they have a pilot? Is there going to be a quarterback?
A couple weeks.
3 years after hailing him as a franchise savior, the New York Jets traded Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers on Monday, ending months of intense speculation about their quarterback plans. Now, did we talk about Sam was going to go to Panthers? We didn't really talk much about the Jets this year as far as quarterback moves, did we?
I don't think the Panthers were in that. Well, I mean, we talked about it. We were looking at the Bears.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about the Bears. That's right.
And possibly the Panthers and the Dolphins.
In return for Darnold, the number 3 overall draft pick in 2018, the Jets received 3 picks, a 6th rounder in the 2021 draft later this month, and a 2nd rounder and 4th rounder in 2022. Now, without a proven quarterback on the roster, the Jets are expected to select Darnold's replacement with the number 2 overall pick in the April 29th draft in Cleveland. The leading candidates is obviously what Tom said, Zach Wilson. He finished as the NFL's lowest rated passer in 2020, 36 out of 36 qualifying quarterbacks. His career passing rating is 78.6, which ranks 39th out of the 39 since 2018, and that is Darnold. Now, what do you think about this? You think Zach can do something for the Jets here, or are we just going to be like not to give you the same old Mets again? I didn't want to.
It's okay.
Hit a sore wound there, but again, do you think it's going to be the same old Jets?
Same old Jets. Well, I don't know. I mean, they seem to think that they have the right coach. They seem to think Joe Douglas is the right GM. I know we've all heard this before. Like Rex Ryan was supposed to be their coach, and he got them to 2 AFC Championship games, and that was it. I don't know. I know there's a few guys on ESPN saying that Sam Darnold's going to be the next Ryan Tannehill, where you get him with a good coach in a good situation, and he might actually play well. And I think that that's a total possibility because look, Adam Gase is football cancer. Like that man, he goes killer. And whatever he touches turns to shit. That's what he does. He's reverse King Midas.
That's funny.
And everybody that exactly Ryan Tannehill's throwing for 400 yards a game, and when he was with Adam Gase, he was probably lucky to throw for 150. So I don't know if you could definitely tell me that Zach Wilson's going to be any better than Sam Darnold, but he also with the Jets couldn't be any worse because they were coming off of a 2-win season. So,
right. We'll see what happens. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to be the same old Jets. It's going to take more than a season to really. I keep saying, it's funny. I keep saying that, but every season they don't do anything any different, so it's going to take another season.
But the difference is they're drafting Zach Wilson, and when you draft Zach Wilson, you reset the clock. You have another 4 or 5 years to figure out if he's your guy. Sam Darnold, they would have had to pay next year. Like they would have had to figure out if they're paying him a big contract, and are you really going to pay a dude a big contract after the 3 years he had with the Jets? Probably not. He was bottom tier for all those 3 years for the most part.
Right? No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I think it'll be better. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not convinced.
Well, they have nowhere to go but up. Because they gotta definitely play win more than 2 games. Jesus, this year.
Look, if Zach Wilson comes in and this team has 6 wins or goes 8-8, they're gonna be throwing a parade for him in
I'm sure
down the Jersey Turnpike. That's what'll happen.
I mean,
they don't even have to make
over
the
2 wins, they'll be happy.
Exactly.
Do you think he'll make them to the playoffs?
No, because it's going to take more than that. They need help. They need offensive line help, some help on defense. They need some weapons for him. I mean, Denzel Mims is the only receiver he's going to have right now, and that's not going to cut it. You need more than just him. So
right.
I think they got the right coach. If they believe in his philosophies and stuff like that, and they go and get the things that he needs, the players and stuff that he wants to get, then I think that they'll be fine. Free agency is going to be big too for him because he'll look for free agencies. So
very cool. Well, we'll keep you more informed.
Woody Johnson will find a way to screw it up. Woody Johnson, their owner, will find a way to mess it up.
Yeah, that could be. Get a new owner.
Yeah,
that's
Gary V. Calling Gary Vaynerchuk.
I don't think he's got enough money yet.
I don't think he does either. He might be damn close though. He might be damn close. I think he's got to set another 10 years.
Well, good luck with that.
His goal is another 10 years from this.
What he's got to want, the Johnson family's got to want to sell it though, and you don't know how much a football team's going to wind up being worth in the next 10 years.
Well, if history does repeat itself, the Jets aren't worth that much.
The Jets are no. I mean, a pro football team in the state of New York's going to be worth what? The Jets are probably worth a couple $2 billion.
I know. Yeah, I think we did talk about that too. I think we picked out Dallas, Jets, and another team that we had. So going back into baseball, what did you find about the home run stats for Stadium?
Oh. Okay, so this is back in 2019 off of sportscasting.com. I couldn't find one from 2020 or 2021. But it's probably because we didn't really play baseball a lot in 2020. Right. So Rodgers Center in Toronto surprisingly has surrendered the most home runs at 1,531. Then it goes Camden Yards in Baltimore, which I knew was a bandbox. They just rip home runs out of that place. 1,365. And Coors Field is number 3. So Colorado gets to number 3 at 1,349. So nice. I'm surprised that it's not Coors Field because you could check swing home runs out of that
stadium. The same exact size?
No. All stadiums have different dimensions.
So is Toronto short? Well, obviously we would think the Boston would be pretty short, but Toronto, do we know if the Toronto's shorter than Colorado or any of the other ones?
I don't think it's shorter than most of them. I think it's an average size ballpark. Yeah,
okay.
it just the ball travels
footage to the foul pole, so down the baseline. The back part of it can be.
I think so, but even then, like the Yankees got the short porch in right field. The Sox, the Green Monsters, not that it's a pretty shallow. Like I said, a pretty shallow left field. Even their right field's not that deep, I don't think. There's probably a league minimum, but I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know what that is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That is nice. No, so it's cool. I was kind of right. Colorado's right up there. It's got the thin air.
Top 3.
That is pretty cool. Are you going to watch any of the All-Star game at all? Are you going to watch the Home Run Derby or any of that?
Oh yeah, of course. I'll watch the Home Run Derby. I'll probably tune in to, depending on if any Mets make the All-Star team or whatever Mets make the All-Star team. I'll tune in for maybe a couple of minutes.
A few people have to get a Met on there.
Yeah, we'll see.
So what do you think? Has anybody approached Uncle Stevie yet about this game? I wonder how he feels about the letdown.
What do you mean?
They lost their game. They lost the first game.
Oh, I mean, he's probably bummed, but I mean, like, dude, he's got billions of dollars. He's probably not worried. It's one game. You can't really get. That's the thing. Like, it sucks. It sucked for me just because I hadn't seen. This is the first time since 2019. I'm gonna have a knock on wood, have a full season of baseball,
right?
And it sucked to not see them win. But I'm not getting crazy over one game. No,
I hear you. All right. Well, on that note. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Tuesday edition of Today with DW, the sports edition with Mr. Tom Greer. Make sure to check out Tom over on his Instagram and his Facebook for his lunch break takes.
Yes.
He likes to eat lunch alone by himself in the car. I feel bad
and
for
then
him.
Rant into my phone.
And rant. It is the rant. The lunch break takes. Check him out on Instagram at It's Mr. Greer. Obviously,
and
TikTok. Make sure to listen to him on Thursdays and Sundays, and sometimes live on Mondays at the Grindhouse Radio,
and Wednesdays. Me and Brimstone from the Grindhouse Radio do Truly Inconsequential, where we debate whether or not movie, TV, or entertainment characters are important in their movies.
Was it Kimmy Granger and
it was Kimmy Gibbler and Jar Jar 2 weeks ago. Last week was Wilson.
Yes.
And my God, I'm blanking on the other ones. I just know it was Wilson from Home Improvement was in it, and I'm blanking on the other ones.
I forgot to, but I was watching the whole show.
It was Wilson, Hawkeye, and I think Andrea from The Walking Dead.
Yes, it was all 3 of those. Yes.
Yep.
I think we said Hawkeye was nothing. You guys agreed on that. I think Wilson was important to the show, and Andrea, But she did cause a lot of problems, though.
Yeah, she was the bane of most people's existence.
Yes, definitely. So check that out on Wednesdays. That's live on grindhouse.com on the Facebook page. Where else is that live? Is it just the Facebook page?
It's on Facebook. It's on our website, and it is on YouTube and Twitch.
Twitch. Okay, awesome. Twitch. Tom, you haven't been twitching much lately. What's going on?
I know. I've been trying to rework my my Twitch channel. I'm in the process of changing up some stuff.
Somebody's taking your time away from your Twitch. I think that's
that is a very factual statement. That is yes, definitely taking some time away from Twitch.
We want him back on Twitch so we can watch him kill zombies and run around. What the hell, Kim? I'm losing my entertainment value here.
Managing a Twitch stream is a lot of work.
I get the alert. It's usually like 5 seconds after we shut down. I'm like, boom, there it is. Just picking on you, Tim. Yeah, Timmy. Anyway, before we go, any last words, Mr. Greer?
Let's go Mets.
Oh, God, I knew he was going to say that.
And your last words for tonight, sir?
I'm going to go home and watch Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah, of course you are. There you go. Go Packers. See you guys tomorrow.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.